Was that collectively probably maybe in the running for the worst night in Portland sports history?
Got to be up there. Have we ever lost? Have two teams? I don't think it's possible to lose multiple playoff series on the same day. Like, I don't think any sports coincide playoff-wise at the same time.
That'd be Blazers and Winterhawks.
Yeah. So, I think that's probably the worst night in Portland sports history.
It's the worst opening loss for the Trailblazers in their franchise history.
It's the worst one we've ever had.
Worst one.
Never had a worse one.
No.
A lot of years.
Not in 71. 71 was the record. We beat 1971.
Not even 2004, 2005. Nope.
That was about as bad as it's ever been.
I saw it was also the largest margin of victory for the Warriors in an opening night game as well.
Really? How about that?
I did see that.
And then our Timbers, they were
the
supposed to be
hell?
on the road, but we got moved here because of motocross.
What the hell happened last night?
They got at-tricked and they lost 5-0.
I saw the
5-0.
first. I was watching the first half of that game,
Were
and
you
it was. I actually was. I was like, hey, what the hell? It's
I
Apple
saw them
TV.
down 3-0 and said, I ain't wasting my time.
It was easier to figure that out than hook up my antenna and watch the Blazer game. So I was watching a bit of that at the start of the game, and it was 3-0. And I turned that one off. And then I was watching the Blazer game, and I thought, you know what? I'm kind of tired. Maybe they're going to do me a favor in the second half. And then halfway through the third quarter, they were down by 20, and I said, all righty, good night. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
So when did you go to bed exactly?
I went to bed.
Second quarter?
Third quarter. About 5 minutes into the third quarter, I pulled the plug. They were down by 12 at the half, and then it quickly escalated, and I pulled the plug. I was out.
I pulled the plug with about a minute 31 left.
Made it all the way to the end. Almost.
I mean, I had gotten that far already.
Might as well finish it at that point.
I mean, I didn't finish it, but yeah. I also looked at my clock and I went, oh my God. Danny's doing a post-game show like 40 minutes from right now.
Yeah, because I got to do the TV post-game show first, the network post-game show, then the after.
Brooke
the
and
post.
Coach
Yes,
the post.
He's the Buck and Will Ortner post-game show for the Portland Trailblazers.
Absolutely.
On television.
It is going to be
81 more.
Long year for our Blazer content creators, man.
Good start, man. It's a good start,
I text
guys.
Richmond,
Yes.
good luck talking about that 5 times a week. He's got to do a pod every day.
The hardest.
What do you talk about?
I know that it's one thing like losing whatever. Like you're supposed to lose this year. Losing by 30 on opening night is never a great look. Fans are all excited. It's opening day.
I think it was 35. Let's be honest
35.
and
Let's be
on
fair
that.
here on the final score. But at least if there were like a couple of things throughout the game that you could be like, hey, Scoot had a really nice night, but you lost. But hey, that's still look at that. He had a good night. Or hey, Donovan Clingan played more than 13 minutes. You could point to that and be like, hey, at least our top 10 pick. Look at that. In 25 minutes, he was awesome last night. Still lost. We're supposed to lose, but look at these young pieces and how great that they played.
I would like to thank Jason Swigard. He did something that I didn't expect him to do. He didn't clip anything from the show yesterday that would have been very hilarious to put in an open.
Yeah, we have listeners that were demanding that to be in the open today.
No. I knew he'd forget.
No, there was no need to. No, it was bad enough. We
didn't need to revisit that.
You put a Kevin Calabro play-by-play cut of him announcing us being down 30.
That's another bucket. The Blazers trail by 30 here early in the fourth quarter in
thought-
Portland.
If you're
Oregon.
going to do it, keep it in-house. If you're just going to bring it up, keep it in-house.
just let the facts be enough. Be the weight.
Be the weight.
Be the weight. We have no coffee swag today. We have to remember
that is absolutely no
we have
coffee,
no coffee
swag.
We have no coffee swag this morning.
Stayed up too late. No
I
coffee
didn't.
swag.
Getting ready to go.
I was in bed watching the fourth quarter, dozing off. Put me right to sleep, baby.
What did you say? What did you say? Let it be the weight?
Let the facts be the weight.
Let the facts.
Yes or no? Let the
Beat the
facts
weight.
beat the weight.
Be
the weight.
The weight.
Yeah, thank you.
Is that an actual saying?
I
Can we get away with that?
I've never heard that in
Is
my
that
life.
proper English language? I do not know. Should we use that as a poll question? First one right out of the gate today. Let the facts be the weight. Is that
Look,
proper English?
We'll get to the Blazers stuff of that and like very quickly, and we'll move on with the rest of our day.
Just rip that Band-Aid off.
The Timbers were in a playoff game.
Yeah, that was worse.
We
that
had
was
people
actually
way
worse.
We had people tweeting us, "Yikes! Not gonna talk Timbers."
Maybe we shouldn't have yesterday.
How about you tweet us, "Yikes! I wasted my time watching that."
I mean, how does that happen?
You don't score
I'm
and
sure
they score
my
5
buddies
times.
who had to shell out. I'm trying to think what their playoff tickets were.
That had to have been an expensive
It
ticket.
was like $150, $175 or
Oh.
something. He's got 4 tickets
Oh.
and went.
That hurts.
He actually asked if I wanted to go, and I was like, no, I just came back. I need to hunker down.
I can't drink coffee tomorrow, so no, I'm not going to
Yeah,
stay up late at Providence
I can't
tonight.
drink beer and coffee. It's just, no. And boy, I'm glad I didn't go.
That was embarrassing. I mean, that's embarrassing.
That's awful.
That was horrible. 3-0 early in a playoff game, and then finishing 5-0.
Well, but to be fair, Swag was like, "How does it happen?" And I said, "They're the 9 seed. Can we stop acting like they had some 1 seed pressure on them?"
Yeah, I don't know how that works in soccer. I feel like we always end up going on runs in the playoffs every year, no matter how good or bad we are. That's like one thing that we can always count on. Timbers fans freak out at some point in the regular season. Then you look up,
It's
you're
usually
like,
early.
"Hey, look at that! They're in the second round of the playoffs again, and they're a win away from a conference final." And like, oh, okay, that's usually how it goes every year. 5-0 in a playoff game. How many times have they lost 5-0 in the history of the franchise?
Well, I asked him this. I think is this the worst playoff loss in franchise history?
I'm pretty sure it's the worst playoff.
I mean, 5-0
at least
is a
at
pretty
home.
rare MLS score, is it not? Like, this
Yes.
isn't like hockey where randomly you'll get a bad goalie and all of a sudden it's 7-0, and those happen from time to time. I feel like 5-0 is pretty rare in the MLS, but I'm also just pulling that out of my ass, so I don't know.
Poll question is up. Do you let the facts be the weight when watching the Trailblazers? Yes, no. What does this mean?
Okay, I like that.
Is your options at Dirt and Sprague? I would also say, to be fair, they got down 3-0 pretty quick. I think it was 3-0 with
it was
33 minutes into the match.
Right out of the gate.
I don't know if you can come in on a Monday and dust off a 56-7 football result and say, well, football is scored by 7s and 3s and it's just football. And then be like, how does 5-0 happen?
Hey, easy. It's soccer. It's a lot harder to score goals, okay?
To be fair, that's true.
A lot harder.
And
Don't
they score
give up
by
5.
1.
And you didn't even get
one.
1. Give me 1. At least Nebraska scored 1 in that game. Come on. They got 1 touchdown.
That would be the equivalent of 35 zip.
I mean, yeah.
They got Oregon Purdue'd.
Yeah, Oregon Purdue.
We Purdue'd them on Friday.
We
All right,
did.
yeah.
Oregon Stated. Can we not talk about that today, please?
Yeah, let's not
I don't
do
know
that.
if you have that. I don't have it on mine.
You don't want to do that one today? I got it in there. It's in there.
I also have some unfortunate news I may or may not share today.
Oh.
In terms of the rivalry.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You done with it?
Well, I mean, I've been done with it a long time ago.
Sure, I don't blame you there.
There may be developing things in my life that make me conflicted on that rivalry.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Do we have a kid that wants to go to Oregon?
Oh, no. I mean,
Not
I'm
that-
surrounded by all kinds of Duck fans.
Yeah, you got a lot of Ducks in your life.
There's a lot of little kids, a lot of bandwagon kids. Oh, go Ducks, go Ducks.
There
little,
are.
little O's in my face.
We welcome them on the bandwagon. Come on board.
No, it might be even more than that.
Uh-oh, that's not good. Are you going to Oregon?
I don't know.
Are you going to go get a degree from Oregon and become a Duck fan?
Well,
The-
no, I didn't say
The
that. I didn't say
NWO
that. I
heel
didn't say that.
turn would be hilarious.
The Hogan leg drop
Dude,
on Macho
if
Man.
you're coming out here in all black, where's the yellow? Where's the red, man? I don't know you anymore.
No,
Don't do it, Hulkamania.
I don't know how much there is to talk about that because I saw Beaver fan actually excited about yesterday, and I went, "No, you're not real. You're not real. None of this is real."
It's not real.
It's a brutal day yesterday. It's not a good day for
No, it's been a rough week for a lot of sports fans.
An
Unless you're a
Oregon's-
Duck fan, it's been a really rough couple of weeks for
I
you.
saw a funny meme, and it was Oregon it was a cartoon meme, and it was it looked like a soldier, and he had the big Oregon O photoshopped on him, and his arms are out, and to his back, he's just getting pelted by all kinds of things, and it's Blazers, Timbers, Beavers, and then sleeping tight in the bed with nothing to worry about as a Duck fan.
We got Illinois coming to town, man. Top 20 team, number 1,
You guys
7-0.
should win. I mean, come on.
12:30 CBS. We get the CBS theme song this weekend.
Get the SEC theme music.
Da, 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 da. That's your intro to Oregon Duck football this weekend, and it's going to be an absolute trip when it happens.
By the way, there's no more evidence of Sleepy Swag than right now. What does this mean, blowing away the poll question result?
Yeah, that's not really a thing. I don't think that's a saying. That
Let
was,
the facts be the weight.
we've all been there. You start a sentence, you're not quite sure how this is going to finish, and we don't like the ending of that one.
It just keeps going up too every time I look down. What does this mean?
That needs to be a drop. It keeps going up every time I look down. It's a pretty solid drop
Well,
right
you
there.
know. Yeah, so it's just it last night was tough. Yesterday was not an easy day to be a sports fan, but I will say on the issue, and we can get to this at 6:15 when we talk Blazers for, I don't know, 6 minutes. 'Cause I don't know if we need to talk much more than that. I felt very old, but like a reverse old. You know how like old people, and you do this a lot. I think you do this too much, to be honest with you. But you put the olds in a category of like, streaming.
Yeah.
You know, like you always make your dad seem kind of like a very lost old guy.
I actually wanted to text him because he still has Comcast, and so he would have been able to watch the
get the
game last
channel,
night. And
right.
I want to know if he either A, wanted to watch it, or B, if he did, could he find the channel?
Well, I feel bad for your dad because you're always throwing him under this bus of like, you think my dad can find the Peacock network?
He can't. There's no chance he can. He's a one-finger texter, man. If you're a one-finger texter, you can't find Peacock.
With his glasses down on his nose.
You're typing one letter at a time.
But I felt the reverse of this. The antennas, the cable boxes, this is right in my wheelhouse. But I've been so far removed from that in my life. I took about 40 minutes to figure out how to do my antenna yesterday.
Took me a long time.
I hooked it up, had no problems there. And then, like, I thought my TV was going to auto-read it and then, like, load the channels.
That's what I thought, too.
It didn't.
No.
It just kept being snowflakes. And then I clicked, like, the source, and then I clicked, like, a settings button, and then I loaded, but then nothing loaded after it loaded.
No.
So I'm FaceTiming my brother-in-law because he's got this antenna set up, and I'm like,
He's a tech-savvy bro.
hey, man, how did you do yours? And so we're running through this. Neither of us can figure this out.
No.
And then we figured it out. It wasn't cable. You had to load on air.
Yeah.
Air. So I finally figured it out.
Took me about 2 hours yesterday.
Oh,
Took me about 2 hours. And then I watched the first half of the game and thought, that wasn't worth it.
well, you got 81 more. I mean, so it might be worth it.
I mean, not
then
really,
in
because on
January,
January
it's gonna
1st,
go
it's on
away.
YouTube TV. So
Yeah.
I only need it until the end of December. I only need another 2.5 months. I went through all that trouble to watch that. I'm out.
What was better, the episode of CSI Miami before it started or, any part of that game?
Definitely CSI Miami.
I think it was CSI Miami.
The suspense was
I
phenomenal.
was kind of hoping it would come back at halftime.
Michael tweeted us, said, I went to bed when the Blazers were up 10-3. I was excited to check the score when I got up this morning. Hey, we look good this year. All right, good night.
Michael going to bed early, 10-3.
Dude, props
That was-
to round of applause for Michael.
That was
That's first quarter.
70-20 right there.
Dude, jealous, man. Absolutely jealous
To go
of
to
that
sleep
bedtime.
down 10-3 and wake up to a 35-point loss, that's a hell of a swing, man.
Would have been even funnier if you waited till the end of the first. What was it, 21-21 at the end of the first quarter?
Yeah, the 12-3,
And then
5
the-
minutes in, was their biggest lead at 9.
Somehow proceeded to give up 110 points over the next three quarters.
And then they got outscored by 35 in the final 3 quarters.
I've made a vow, and I've done this before and then stopped. I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to keep doing poll questions as they relate to the live show to
Yes.
make people on Twitter go, what the hell is this poll question?
This makes no sense.
What is this?
Yeah, you got to listen to the show to figure it out.
You got to be tuned into the show to understand some of our poll questions. Let the facts be the weight is definitely one of them.
It's the motto of my life. Let the facts be the weight. I'm going to do that with all my takes today. The facts will be the weight.